Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm here to give you my second Breaking Bad review of the day. So let's get it started. This is Season 3, Episode 4. It came out on April 11th, 2010. And it's called Green Light. How does this episode kick off? I'm trying to remember. The episode kicks off with Jesse, and he's getting gas and cigarettes, and he doesn't have enough money to pay for it. He has no way of paying for it, so he offers the cashier, and he bribes her with meth, and she eventually, after Jesse talks her into it, talks about how great this is, takes it, drives off. I thought that was a good scene. At first, before he showed the meth, I was wondering where this is going, but then I got into it. And it does get utilized later on in this episode. We do see this girl again. So then it kicks off. Saul is just talking to some people that we're probably never going to see again. And Mike, or, Saul's friend comes in, and they listen, because, since Mike bugged his house, to the conversation that's going on with Walter and Skylar. They're having, an argument, talking about how she's having an affair with Ted. And he's like, well, I've done all up for this family. And Skylar's like, that's what you like to think. Thought it was awesome. So then Walter goes down there, and he's like, I want to see Ted. And Skylar, and the woman's like, okay, well, he's in a conference call right now, so you're going to have to wait. Well, then Walter's like, okay. So he waits, and then he sees Ted watching through the blinds. So he realized it was all BS. So he goes, wait, says, we got to talk about some stuff. We got to talk about this like gentlemen. Walter's just going nuts. Skylar comes out and is like, Walt, stop it. And then he goes to throw a plant into his glass and says, maybe next time you open the door, but it's a plexiglass glass, which means it's bulletproof. Nothing can break it. So Walter gets thrown out by security. Then he goes to go in the back door, and Mike kidnaps Walt. And Saul tells him he can't be doing that because he would have gotten arrested. I'm not just your lawyer, I'm your business consultant. And he tells him all this stuff, saying, now you can get back on that horse and start cooking again. But then Walt's like, how'd you know we were having problems? How did you know I'd be there? And Saul's like, well, I just know this stuff. I'm good like that. And Walter's like, you bugged my house, didn't you? Since Saul's like, well, yeah, but you were worried that Skylar was going to call the police, so I did it for your benefit. And Walter's like, I never said that. So then Walter attacks him, and Mike has to pull him off. And Walter fires Saul, and Saul says he's going to sue him. He's going to tell that person not to send money to his SaveWalterWhite.com website anymore. He's just done. So he makes Mike remove the bug from the house, and then he says, Mike tells him before he leaves that he needs to make sure he always has somebody watching out for him. And we see that those people, Tuco's cousins, were there, and they drew an axe, or a scythe, on Walter White's on the road. Walter doesn't see it, but you get what I'm saying. So then, what happens next? Walter's at school. He's at work, and he's just not saying anything. The class is just sitting there. There was actually this girl that came in from somewhere that was probably going to the bathroom, and I thought Walter was going to go off on her. So then the principal walks in, because I guess the teacher told him that there was nothing going on over there. The teacher technically should be worrying about what's going on with her, but I don't know. Maybe a student said something. And she's like, Walt? And then Walter's like, "Oh hey, what's up?" And they have like a private conference in a meeting, and the principal's like, "I understand what you're going through, Walt. Well, I can't understand what you're going through, Walt, but I understand it must be tough with all this medical issues. But when you've been here, there's been complaints. You've been having some strange behavior." And then he like points at the dog. He's like, "Oh, ask what type of dog he is," because he's just losing it at this point. Walter's losing it. And then she's like, "So do I need to call Skylar about this? Because you don't seem like you're all right." And he's like, "No, I'm fine." Then he goes to kiss her, and then she's like, "Whoa, what's wrong with you?" So he gets like he's gonna be indefinitely absent. He's pretty much suspended from work for a few weeks. But this was awesome stuff. Walt just lost it. So then he meets up with Jesse. They kind of catch up. Jesse wants to know if he wants back in, and Walter says no because he lost his family because of this. And then Jesse shows him some more meth that he's cooked. Because last episode he did go in the RV and cook some. I forgot to mention that because I didn't think it was going to be that important. And Walter says, just trashes it, says it's probably wrong. This isn't my work. You're making a joke out of it. That's pretty much what he says. And he says he doesn't want any part of this. And then they get into an argument. Jesse drives away with the stuff and drops it off the roof. I thought it was pretty good stuff. This was actually a really good scene. So now Jesse and Walter are in a fight. So then Jesse comes in and tells Saul that he wants him to get connected with Gus, and I guess he agrees to do that. And Mikey tells him about it. And about everything that's been going on, about Walter's cancer, how he's getting better, but he's not good mentally. He's off the stuff about Jesse's deal, and first Gus doesn't agree with it, but when he finds out they're separated, he says he agrees. He'll agree to it. So then, throughout this episode, Hank was gonna go to Texas. He was just about to go there, and then he gets a call talking about how there was some blue meth hanging around. So he went back and talked to this guy about it, and this guy seemed like he was a dum-dum. He would think like this. He didn't really remember anything. He does say that there's a name that starts with an M. It's an M. So then they're going to find out more about this. And then Gomez asks Hank, "What's wrong with you? You're starting bar fights. You turned down Texas, and now you're just not yourself lately." And Hank tells him that he's fine. He wants to get behind this case. And Gomez says, "I'm just worried about you, man." And Hank tells him to get his hand off his damn shoulder. I thought that was awesome. Hank was really good in this episode. So then Hank goes to the gas station where the cashier was that got Jesse's meth. And we find out her name's Taylor. And she's lying, but Hank can see right through her. He knows she's lying to her. Well, she's lying to him. And he says, "Tell me what's really happened." And she tells her everything that happened. She describes who Jesse is, but she can't really do that properly because she doesn't really know him. Tells him about the RV. And Hank asks if that camera works. And I guess it didn't because he didn't get to see it. But then he found out that there's a camera in the ATM that works, and he got pics of the RV that Jesse was driving there, the sheriff asked him if this is all great and all, but what about El Paso? What about Texas? Do you still want to go? And Hank says he still wants to go, but he wants to finish this first. He needs more time, and he's like, "There's no more time. You have to answer me right now, tonight." And Hank says no. I thought it was great. So Hank's really committed to finally getting behind to the bottom of this case. I think that's awesome. So then, the guy that's like aligned with Gus gives Jesse the money after he gives him the meth, and it's only half. And he's like, "Where's the other half?" And the guy says, "It's only your half," and then drives off. So we're gonna find out what this meant. So Skylar's not. I want to mention Skylar. I want to talk about Skylar a little bit. She's not really getting along with anybody at work because she's in a relationship with Ted, who's the boss, and she says that. I just don't want. I mean, it really isn't. That's all that really happens. They also talk. I mean, Ted and Skylar also makes a suggestion that Skylar should move in with him since she can't get Walter to leave. But she said that her son would hate him even more, and that's kind of about it. He wants to know what Walter did wrong, but she doesn't give him an answer. So then Walter Jr. and Skylar are just making small talk because it's like an awkward moment being at that table. And Walter Jr. mentions that no one's been posting to his site, and Walter makes up a BS excuse, saying the reason nobody has is because people lost interest. Kind of sad to say that. And then Walter says that he's gonna be off work. He probably came back too early. And then I think he was fired actually. I think he was fired. Yeah, he did get fired. I thought so. Yeah, he was just BS and then he was fired, but he really is fired. So, I have no clue what's going to happen. I'm assuming, I guess Walter's just done. I wonder if now Walter's point, he's going to have no money, that it's going to be so low that he's going to end up cooking meth again. So, Walter stops at a red light. He's in the car, and that same guy that was talking to Jesse throws Walter his half of the money. And that was the end of the episode. I thought that was great. This episode was fantastic. Walter going crazy. Now he lost his job, so something tells me that now he doesn't even have a job anymore. He's going to be going back to cooking meth. I don't know if it's going to be the next one, but soon. Very soon. He did try. Didn't work out for him. Skylar didn't really help him out too much either. So, yeah. But I like that stuff. I like the stuff with Hank. I like the stuff with Skylar. You know, everything. This was just a great episode to sit through. This show is just getting addicted. After I watch one, I gotta watch another, then another, then another, then another. So it's just getting addicting. Should I watch one more? I don't think so. I'll watch maybe more sometime this week. But I'll be back. That's my review of Breaking Bad. If you have any thoughts about this episode, leave them in the comments. Do not talk about any episodes past this because I haven't seen them and have no clue what happens in them. If you want to subscribe, you can click right there and check out more Breaking Bad reviews on the playlist on this channel. And that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.